like, I eat in the morning, that's it, and then later I eat dinner, and there's like a minute snack, which sucks because I like snacks. I want Oreos.
Of course, yeah. You snack.
I wish I used to have Oreos here, but I finished them.
Nice. Like a clicker. Snacking like a clicker.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nihilistic Lumps podcast. I'm your host, Triga Blue Polo. And today we have a very niche. No, it's not niche. Just a different kind of topic that we usually use. It's like a 4L mini today, kind of like we did with Matt a long while ago. Like, what, 7 years ago? No. Today, with me, I have 8-year recruited Firefly and president of the Joel Miller fan club, Chewster. What's up, Chewy?
Yes, sir. It's me, the fanatic that won't shut up.
You see, I'm not sure. Have you brought up Last of Us and other just randomly?
Yes.
You have. I don't even remember anymore.
The last one, which was
we did, yes. So yeah, we
did
talk about Last of Us a little bit in the past one. We brought up something that we can talk about today, obviously, but let's go. We'll get there. Today, as I just said, we are talking about one of the biggest gaming and soon-to-be TV franchises.
Yes, sir.
With only 2 entries in its run, which is hilarious to me, you know. It's called Naughty Dog's survival shooter Last of Us. Today, particularly, we might be talking about the second one more, but you never know. We might talk about both. What's it called? We just wanted to take a moment to kind of appreciate, give an episode to appreciate and to recap on the success and some might say non-success of Last of Us in the past couple of years since the game came out back in. Well, it was last year, right?
Yeah, June 18th.
Of course you would know. Okay, so so we're gonna be doing another episode just like the Game of Thrones one. What's called? We'll also be looking into like the franchise's future and expectations as things pop up. So Chewy, how much would you say you're a fan of The Last of Us from 0 to 10?
0 to 10. Well, let me tell you, my friend Rodrigo. A good 100 out of
100 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm one of those cringe fanatics.
Chewy is a very huge fan. I actually thought about doing a whole like trivia thing today, but I think he just get every single answer correctly.
Do it. I still
I don't have anything there.
Just search up online.
I have stuff already prepared for like probably the hour. If we have time, we'll do it. But we'll see.
I'm speed running this. I want to do
trivia. No, we're not doing trivia.
We're not.
No, stop. Okay, so we're gonna get some history in here, just a little bit, because I do have some questions. I always knew that you are a fan of Last of Us, and yes. I have already gotten to know that part of you, obviously. But
sorry.
No, that's
my bad.
No, see, I'm not like other people who get mad whenever you bring it up. Anyways,
hey, you got him.
Hey, but what I want to know is you're usually a Nintendo head. You defended Nintendo whenever we do E3 episodes. Yeah. It's always you Nintendo. What's his name? Matt's PlayStation. I am Xbox, and then Gio's PC Master Races. Mm-hmm. So like, how did you go from Smash Bros to eventually, as you know, streaming The Last of Us 2? So like, when did you come across decide like, okay, you know what, best thing isn't Mario or Smash Bros anymore? It's Last of Us.
Honestly, I don't know how. I can't give you like a full on explanation because it just naturally happened. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna plan this. It was just more as in, how could I say it? I mean, I obviously I'm still a Smash fan.
You had both consoles, right?
Yes.
You had PlayStation 3 because your brother
Andre bought it.
Andre. Shout out to Andre again.
Thank you, Andre.
We always shout him every episode.
Yeah, it's a tradition.
At this point, yeah. But like Andre was the guy who was the gamer with the PlayStation 3. And what console did you have at the time?
A PS3 era. I had a Nintendo DS.
So you were on DS.
That's why I was. You
didn't have a Wii U, I don't think, right? Or did you? No, you did. You had it at some point because remember this guy got Breath of the Wild on Wii U.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm guessing your brother bought it. I'm guessing, and then you just played it, and then you just were introduced to this very raw world that is Last of Us, obviously, right?
I was introduced Last of Us when one of my brother's friend came over. And he busts out a game. He's like, "Hey, bros, please."
Hey, bro,
he's literally he's the guy that just brings random games and we play. And that's how I fell in love with BioShock.
Honestly, I want to be that guy.
Little Big Planet.
I just want to be the guy who brings games and it's just like, "Hey, try this," and then you're like, "Wow, this is now this is a recommendation I can get behind." Obviously.
Exactly. He brought Last of Us, Uncharted, basically all my stuff that I love. It's all thanks to him.
Oh, okay.
So thank you. And then and my brother obviously because he's the one that encouraged me.
Yeah.
He brought Last of Us Last of Us, the first one for the
Yeah.
PS3.
Yeah, it was PS3, and that was at the end of its cycle, right? That was the end of the PlayStation 3 cycle.
The PS4 was out already, so
was it
mid 2015?
Really? Wait, no. I remember the what's it called? I remember the Oh, did you get it at 2015? Because I remember the remaster came out in 2014. And I'm pretty sure the original game came out in 2013. Did you get it at the early stages of the game, or did you get it well after it came out?
No, I got it well after it came out.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you got it early on. I'm pretty sure we got it somewhere in that range, because my brother was a fan of Uncharted.
Yeah.
Were you already into Uncharted at the time?
I was into Uncharted PS3. I was introduced in what was it? Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
But not like when it came out. So like.
So you knew Uncharted before Last of Us already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when Last of Us came along, it wasn't a company that was new, but I'm guessing you didn't associate with it at all. Yes. Mm-hmm. You were just like, oh, but did you recognize that it was Naughty Dog?
No.
Okay.
At that time, I'm just like, oh, game.
Oh,
bang, bang, shoot.
Gives me shoot, third person, dude.
Zombie, fun.
Teenage girl, my friend.
Yes.
My wife. Well, you were a teenager, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, I was a teenager. Yeah.
We were 13.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we were just starting to get horny.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that was...
I can't give you the exact date, but I do remember him bringing it, like the game, the actual game.
Oh, you really? Yeah.
And when we were, it's literally stuck in my head. And I remember Andre was in his chair. My friend was in my bunk bed, and I was in the bed.
Having sex, right?
Shut up. We were playing, and I remember the PS3 was so old that it was overheating. It was so loud.
That's the PS4 too. We're talking about
but it was
the
like,
fucking PS5.
It was like bad. Yeah. And then it was overheating.
It was
so
a 747 in your bedroom, pretty much.
Yeah, and then the game itself was like laggy, like glitching so bad. We're like, damn. Andrew's like, damn. I think we might need an upgrade. Obviously, me being the broke little kid, I was like, yeah, we do.
You do, yeah. You should do that for yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I pitched in like $5.
Hey, that's more than I did.
Actually, I don't remember. I didn't even remember if I pitched in, but I remember maybe I don't know if it was like a little couple months later. Andre is like, hey, guess what? And I was like, what? I bought the PS4, and I was like,
laid.
holy fuck, okay. Yes. But I still remember that I was so hyped. I was like, fuck yes.
So you got Last of Us for PlayStation 3, and it didn't work. So you got to experience the remaster
on the PS4.
Oh,
because it was the bundle of Last of Us, the PS4 with Last of Us remastered. So
I remember that one.
And the thing is, I played it a little bit. I only played till maybe 2 hours in. Never touched it because I think I got more into other games. And then later on, I think when they barely announced Last of Us 2, when they just teased it, I was like, let me give it a try. I played it. And I fell in love.
Oh, so you weren't always a fan, then? I didn't know that.
No.
I thought you played it at first, and you just immediately... I thought you were just right there. I didn't know you didn't even play it fully until Last of Us 2.
Yeah. Well, when they barely announced it, because if I'm...
The teaser trailer,
the teaser when they get to... So, 4 years ago.
So you didn't even know who... You just recognized, Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
And then you decided, okay, let me try out the game. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
The more you know.
That's different. Wow, the more you know.
Because the thing is, when I first played it, like the 2 hours in, I was already hooked. I was like, fuck yes, I love this game. But I never completed it.
So you didn't love it that much.
I was more than like, oh shit, this is fire.
Intrigued.
I was
intrigued. And you got to that point, but you were already doing other games, I'm guessing. So you didn't get... You were like, oh, this is cool, but you weren't hooked to the point of completion.
Yeah.
Okay, see, Chewy does this a lot, where he starts games, and he doesn't
Dead Space, Doom Eternal.
What does he got?
I just started Tomb Raider, and I quit instantly.
He's not gonna finish it. He's not gonna finish it.
No, I don't like it. That game is too scary.
Tomb Raider?
No, not too scary, but I don't know. The moaning scares me. She moans every fucking 2 seconds.
Bro, that's how I get off.
I searched up Tomb Raider.
That's what our friend Greg said, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Greg. Very cool.
Greg says there's a whole... I'm not sure if it's a subreddit or if there's just a whole...
subreddit.
Dedicated to... What's her name?
Lara Croft.
Lara Croft moans.
Yes,
so
sir.
If you're into that shit, you go ahead, man.
Let's go r/num.
There has to be a Venn diagram of people who are into Fee and then into moaning of video game characters.
I think I'd rather say
that weren't supposed to be sexual.
I'd rather say I'm into moaning characters moaning than feet, if I'm being honest.
I mean, it's more realistic, right?
Anyways, Last of Us.
Anyways, women. Or was it? But yeah, you hadn't come across it initially, so you started it, didn't finish it, saw that 2 was coming out, went back to 1, and then you found.
And then that's where I wanted to kill myself because it was
because you had to wait a whole.
I had to wait 4 years. It was like 4 years.
3 or 4 years, yeah, basically for the next game to finally come out. Yeah. And it would have been 3 maybe if the pandemic hadn't hit.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, things happen. So, but yeah, it's going from only playing it because
that's the only game we had.
Because the only game you had to streaming Last of Us 2. If you remember, if I'm sure you know, if you followed the now discontinued Noche streams during their prime, Chewy played most of Last of Us 2 on stream. Yeah. He missed a couple of unsanitary parts. We're just gonna ignore that.
Yes, sir. Let's not talk about my gameplay either.
Let's just talk about Owen. That's what I meant. I think we missed it. but yeah, what's it called? That's good. That's actually really good to know because I was gonna ask you, what did you expect about the second one when they announced it? Well, you didn't have any expectations because you didn't play the first one at the time.
But the thing is, I passed the game like that. Like I heard that they announced it, and then
did you think they would come out with the second one?
No,
because you didn't know about the game.
I didn't know how it ended.
So obviously, yeah, okay. Well, having come across the ending of The Last of Us 1, playing it to completion and then finishing it, did you think that they would even have wanted to make a second one?
No,
because the second one, although leaving an ambiguity, isn't necessarily a cliffhanger, you know?
No,
It really isn't, which I'm sure some people hearing that would say that it's an unnecessary game. I hate that argument. I'm not sure if you know that argument, saying that along the lines of like, oh, this movie sucks, this game sucks, or like, I don't like it because it's an unnecessary part of this. Like, everything's unnecessary. Like,
honestly.
Like, Last of Us 2 was it needed? Maybe not to us, but maybe he wanted to. Maybe he felt like he always needed to have another part to it. Because
personally, I when I first played it, obviously, and it ended. I thought that was it. I was like, okay, now they're gonna live, happily, or not happily, like they're gonna be chilling now at
Jackson. Yeah,
at Jackson. There. Oh my God, fake fan.
Oh, let's look at that. He's gonna fill us with
at the sanctuary, and I was like, okay, that's not bad. I mean, if they can make a second one, I can think of like maybe like one thing, but not the role that was taken. Like the whole, shimbabuzi.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the time we didn't see anything. We did get the trailer that told you that there was something that went down, right? That she was mad and she wanted to kill everybody. I'm gonna kill every single one of them. But the thing is, in the trailer,
Joel came out.
Joel was in the trailer. So that led you to believe that, okay, something else happened. And when the trailer came out with Dina making out with what's her face, I thought that Dina was going to
be the dead one, and then exactly.
That's
same
what I
here.
thought. So I thought, hey, she and Joel are gonna go get some revenge for her girlfriend,
killing her girlfriend, like
that, But obviously that wasn't the case. Here's the thing: before, after that trailer came out, mass hype was coming in. Obviously, everyone was going crazy. I remember during E3. What's it called? There was the trailer, and people simply saw the image of a spray painted firefly, and they lost their shit.
Yes, sir. I lost
this
my shit.
game was pretty much set to be an absolute massive haul for PlayStation and Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah.
So when the leaks came out, it was devastating.
Before we hit the sad, not that route, that scary dark path. I remember in E3, because usually me and Andre have the tradition where we watch E3 together.
Yeah, me and my brothers do too. If we can,
wholesome.
Yeah. Except for in college, I'm still in school when it happens.
He's busy, so. Yeah. Andre, please. I'm sorry. But I remember there's he was in the bed and I was just chilling there, and I remember we saw the firefly
symbol.
Sex,
right? Anytime you mention a
what's it called? Sorry, Rodrigue's a little horny today. Sorry.
I'm never horny. I'm just depressed.
Chop. I remember Andre was in the bed, obviously, and then I was in the chair, and I remember when the logo came out, we were hyped. Because I think Andre passed it. And I told him not to spoil it for me, because I haven't played it.
So he was already into the game, and he had already finished the game.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? So he was already hyped for the game.
He was hyped. I was like, oh shit, they're making a sequel. But
so then that's when you felt the need to go play it.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, time to grind. Because I thought it was going to come out like next year, but little did I know.
No.
No. But yeah, now let's hit the scary part.
Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is what's it called?
The leagues.
Game and its controversy and polarization. That all started, I'm not sure how long before the game came out, but somebody somehow got access to some information, and they leaked a lot of different things to Reddit and all over the place. And here's the thing: there were multiple leaks from different sources. And the thing, it was crazy because they were saying completely different things. Well, And here's the thing: there was always one consensus that everyone said, basically, and that was Joel gets killed. Yeah, right.
I kind of had the feeling he was gonna die.
That's the thing. Coming into the second one, whenever I heard that people were in mass upset and were no longer going to buy the game because of what they read, which, by the way, Matt was one of those people.
Yes, sir.
Our friend Matt was, I'm assuming he was a big fan of the first game. And then when he got the leaks, or he read them, he actually read them. Me and Chewy,
we didn't.
When we first tried to do the Corona podcast, the Bat Virus podcast over Discord, which was a disaster. Don't worry, you're not gonna hear
Never gonna see that one.
What's it called? We actually talked about how we felt about the leaks, or how we felt about things going on with Last of Us before it was even out. And what's it called? One of the things we were discussing was how these leaks would affect the game and stuff like that. And Matt, you could hear it in his voice. He was just like, "Nah, I'm not buying the game anymore." And I was like, "Wow, this must be some big shit." And as soon as he said that, I already had the feeling. I was like, "They're going to kill Joel off." And then the thing is, at the same time, I feel like they kind of needed to, honestly. But the thing is, you understood that something big, and there's only one thing that could piss off so many gamers to the point of not buying a game that they loved the first off.
I think that's like the first time I heard like of a game doing that, because I haven't seen other games like that. I'm not buying this game because this thing happened. I was like, damn, that's kind of weird.
The thing is, leaks have been a lot more prominent in recent years, so now we're getting that kind of stuff. But like, they've never gotten so strong as to change a person's mind into buying a game. Like, when those leaks came out, what did you think?
I panicked.
You didn't actually read them, right?
No, I didn't.
You didn't read them. I avoided them too. But you knew something was up.
I knew. The first thing I knew, it was obviously Joe's gonna die. But I didn't know how. Because I got teased a lot.
Is that what... Okay, we'll get to it. So you knew... everyone had the consensus that Joel's dead.
Yes.
It's game over.
Game over. Joe's dead.
And here's the thing. When we get to that part, we're talking about that, I want to talk about, like, just how much that changed people's perceptions, right? But those leaks came out, and basically everyone overnight went from loving Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann to sending death threats to him. It was absolutely crazy. And we hadn't even seen the game yet. Yeah. It was insane. Like, how could you possibly do that? Like,
and the game still needed a while to come out, no? Like a couple months?
Some time. There was at least like a year left, no?
Yeah.
Because we went into
quarantine?
Oh, wait. No.
No, it was like a couple months.
No, it was only a couple months. You're right. So we'd seen gameplay at the very least, right?
It was the second time when it got moved.
Yeah, we were it was quarantine, so it was past March. And the game didn't come out till June, right?
It was supposed to come out in May, but then they moved it to June.
April, May, June. 3 months right before.
Oh, it was supposed to come out in February. And then after that, it moved to May, and then after that, it moved to June.
So in that final stretch, everything was just absolutely flipped over and fucked up.
They even said, like, a person, like, not a person mentioned, but like just saying, like, we're sorry about
a spokesperson. Like they were just like they apologized about the leaks coming out before the even game came out, and the thing is, by doing so, they fell off the map almost immediately, to the point they review bombed the game before it even came out. Bro. Like, it was pretty much game set done, game over. Like, it was just before it had even come out. Like, come on, it was so bad. Ghost of Tsushima was coming out around the same time. Mm-hmm. They had to put an embargo on letting you review the game until a couple days after the game even came out, so you actually played it. Mm-hmm. So, like, that was just insane.
It was very, I guess you can say, disappointing to see how people... I can't change people's opinions or anything.
Of course not.
But I just didn't like
here's the thing. You can't change their opinions, but I don't think you should be able to reserve your opinions or base your opinions fully off of the thing that you didn't even get to get the full product on.
Exactly. Like... You know? Like, I get you can hate it, but, like, play it before and then, speak your mind.
Yes. You know why that's important?
Why?
Because half of the things that Matt heard weren't even
fake.
True.
Yeah.
They were false. There were reports saying that both of them died.
Yep, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that Joel dies and then later Ellie dies. And I was like... I panicked, obviously. I was like, oh my god, no way. Literally, my day was ruined. I was like, no way.
And there were some distorted ones that were... let's just say heavy-handed in the bias and the political like hate, because there were some leaks saying that Joel gets killed by a trans woman.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And I was just like, okay, first of all, is that so terrible?
Yeah, that's where like I feel like a lot of like, don't want to be rude, but like a bunch of like transphobic people got exposed because some people were like, I'm not playing this because it's all about this. I was like, okay, well, don't be rude.
And that's the thing, like I want to bring that up because in the small problems people, not only small, but like some of the problems people had, people like Angry Joe came out and made a video talking about the leaks, and he was talking about like he gets killed by a trans, like I'm just like.
Ooh.
That's such a weird way of phrasing it because I'm pretty sure that's how the leak put it too, and it was just like, why was this an important part?
They thought that Abby was trans.
Yeah, because she was buff. They thought she was trans because she was buff.
Sorry, no tits, no boobs.
Bro, she's packed. Like she's absolutely like she could kick my ass. Honestly, I might want her.
I was gonna say that, but I don't, because she will literally obliterate me.
She will literally destroy me. But if I'm Owen, it's gonna. But yeah, like, what's it called? There was these weird. There were some things like that were just so weirdly packed with some political bias in the back behind it. And it was just like, okay, I'm not sure that's the forefront of what's going on here. I mean, that just seems kind of like, oh, and she's like, even then, I don't see why they were so offended by it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I was kind of questioning whether or not that was true because I was like, why would that be a component of the game? Like why would Neil Druckmann go so far to be like, oh, a trans woman has killed Joel? Like, I don't think that's of any significance. The way Neil Druckmann handles political inclusions in this game is very subtle and not in your face.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with a lot of people are, there's different levels. People are transphobic, homophobic, but then there's other people who are just like, I don't mind, I don't care. But if you shove it in everybody's face, it gets kind of annoying. Yeah. And the thing is, the best way I've seen the defense for that is, like, there's some people out there who their whole personality is sometimes just that they're gay,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in they're like, you're terrible because you get, no. I mean that in a way, and just like half the time they're just saying things. I've met people who were just like, oh god, like, I love pussy. Some other girl saying like things, shit like that, like multiple times a day, and saying stuff like, God, I just want to get ate up by. It's just like, if I kept saying, yo, bro, I want my dick sucked by a chick over and over again, you'd be annoyed. You'd be annoyed, with that notion. But that's not what happens in these games.
It just is more as in like, oh, this and that.
Dina's her girlfriend, and they don't put it in your face. Yeah. They just show you that they have the whole point of that relationship is to show you the compassion of love between people and how much that holds them together. Mm.
Cute.
It's cute. It's beautiful.
Hashtag
and
adorable.
He does it graciously, and then he includes subtle problems like Lev
with the trans,
being exiled out of the group because he decided to take on a mantle that men take, even though he's initially a woman. Yeah. He puts these issues in there, but they're not the forefront of the story. This is still about Ellie going after Abby for killing Joel.
Yeah.
The
revenge aspect.
And the thing is, the thing is, nobody ever could know that because the game wasn't even fucking out.
Yep.
How could you judge an entire game off of leaks that weren't even true? Mm-hmm. Leaks are not guaranteed to be 100% correct.
Like what they always say in Reddit, just take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly. It's just like, wait, bro. At least wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
It was just so dumb to me.
It was, I don't know, like just seeing it there, like Last of Us has been leaked, and then reading the comments just saying, I hate it. I was just like, damn. It was like... because at that time I was a hardcore fanatic. I was like, "Fuck yes,
Last of Us." Last of Us. Yeah, I love the story of Last of Us. One. We're gonna talk about like rating the game stuff that later on. But sure. Like, what's it called? I was a fan of it. So seeing Last of Us was like, oh, this is cool. And seeing that it was a part 2, I was like, oh, Poggers. This is cool because they can continue what's going on there, And what's it called? So that was, I was hoping my hopes were that it was still a good game. And then you just had to wait for it to come out to see it. And you know what? I still hold true to that.
Yep.
After those leaks, you said, were you swayed in any way? You said you were just nervous.
I was very...
Did you lose hope?
No.
No?
I remember, dude, you have no idea how nervous and excited. I think I had trouble sleeping that day because I was so hyped. I'm like, oh my, like,
oh no, my child's gonna die.
yeah, like, dude, I must see my, like, my father figure gonna, get demolished.
Okay, I want to bring that up later on too. So, you want to move on to next thing? But that's what we're doing. So, Last of Us 2. Your thoughts in general overall. Just give me a quick, what do you think of the game?
Good game.
Good game.
Great game.
I 100% agree. I'd say great, amazing game.
Great.
I love that. Was probably one of my favorite entries, top 5 of 2020.
Yep.
Overall.
It's literally...
Did it deserve game of the year? You can say go ahead. I will reserve my choices. Not because it was a bad game. It wasn't a bad game. It's a 10 out of 10, bro. I just think Different Tunnels 11. But
it reminded me of a meme. Hold on.
Oh fuck! Now he's gonna show a meme. Now I have to edit into the video.
No.
But listen, Last of Us 2, great game. We can get into why I didn't put it into my game of the year later on. But what were your personal problems with it? You're gonna say one thing, obviously, that everyone has under their belt.
That's me. I'm like, I like Last of Us 2 because of the story, and then you're here like, Doom deserves it because you killed demons.
But I'm guessing one of the main problems why you were like, why you reserved that it's a great game, it's a beautiful game, but they killed Joel, right?
Well, here's the thing. I had a lot of it. I literally had to sit and think. At first I was like that. I was like, fuck Abby. Fuck Abby.
You have what probably majority,
literally everyone.
You have what majority of people had felt when they played the game. People were thought, wow, but then they killed Joel, and that people hold on to that, And why do you think that is? Because I think you said it earlier. For a lot of people, I always wonder this: why is that such a big point of contention for people? Why are people so held on to that, and that's what brings the game down for them? Because if we're being honest here, it's a great game all round, and I'm talking all round. Mm-hmm. Like, the gameplay improved upon the first one.
Oh my god,
tenfold.
Beautiful.
Like I actually really enjoyed playing Last of Us 2 a lot, and the music, even though not as prominent as the first game, it was still great. It's not as prominent, bro. It's not as prominent. The Last of Us 1 had a lot more prominent music. Had a lot more. Play it again. You don't even know.
You have to tell me to play it again.
You don't even notice the accent in the second game as much as the first game. He still has it. Yeah, what's his name? Gustavo Santaolalla? Santaolalla, yeah. He still has it, but you just don't hear it as often anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason why that is just because Neil Druckmann decided to keep the musical theme be Future Days.
Oh, yeah.
Last of Us 1 used music for its ambiance, for its feeling of loneliness and despair of the end.
Pain.
Whereas music was no longer a humongous component of the second one, because there are a lot of times where you just don't recognize there being motifs of music in the background. I could recall moments when the music's playing in Last of Us 1, because it's just like, oh, I see what they're trying to do with the music here. Oh, I love how this accent's right here. But in The Last of Us 2, the only music I remember.
Yeah, I can think some songs in the second part that instantly come out.
Say one.
Huh?
Say one.
I don't know if this counts. Well, no, that doesn't count as music. It's just more like ambient. I was gonna say when was that considered music? The thing about the part where Joel is getting demolished. You know how the music is like.
That's more like sound design.
Oh, okay, because like when I hear that, I panic.
I'm talking like full on Santaolalla's guitar, whatever it is. His guitar.
Okay. Abby know it.
Oh no! See what I mean? Like, you can recall Last of Us 1's moments easily, and the thing is, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's not a bad thing in the second one that it's not as prominent. It's just like he's reserved those for future days, I think, and he did it on purpose. Obviously, because he wants that to be the motif here. Yeah. The whole point of the song is talking about what? Enjoying future times with each other, which she doesn't get to do.
Ooh, ouch, that hurt. That hurted, too. That hurted.
But yeah, for a lot of people, when it comes to Joel, right? They hold on to that, and that's what turns them off for the game. Yeah. And I always wondered what it was that made that happen. And you said it earlier. For a lot of people, Joel was like a father figure in game. they connected themselves. They lashed themselves so strongly, and that just shows you how well Naughty Dog creates the characters. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
To the point where people were literally crying when they saw him get absolutely battered.
Yeah.
Like, big ups for them to do that, and I understand why they did it. Why? You know, I understand why they had to kill him, because they had to create that point of reference for her to absolutely, for her and people to absolutely hate Abby. And then as a whole group. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I want to talk about when it comes to like one of the gripes people had with the game was, I remember we were talking with some people after you finished the stream, and someone was like, oh, a lot of the characters weren't memorable. There's one focus character in this whole game, or there's two technically, and that's Abby.
Alice. Oh, my bad. The dog, my bad.
The bitch, the dog.
It's Abby and who?
Abby and Ellie. They're the main points that we're looking at here. The whole ensemble of everybody else is to help contribute to what their pain is, help contribute to what their goal is. Mm-hmm. When it comes to killing Joel, we needed somebody to hate. We needed somebody to take this journey on from Ellie's perspective. Mm-hmm. And the reason why it's so perfect that it's Abby is because they don't even show us why until halfway through.
Halfway through, yep. Because at first I was like, excuse me, like, yo, what the fuck?
Playing the game up until halfway through, I was like, I'm going to fucking shove my gun up this bitch's ass and Glock her. Like, I was so down to do it, 100%. And I'm like, here's one thing my brother and I were talking about, that it's probably out of taste, honestly, for being honest. But like, if she were, it's a good thing that they made her very masculine. Because if she was effeminate, I'm sure many people would be like, no, she's with it.
Oh, my queen.
We need to hate her. We need to hate her in the beginning.
And it works
so that when you get halfway through, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you think now? It was perfect. I think what he did was take the biggest risk of his life. Neil Druckmann took one of the biggest risks of his life. And I give him props. And he knew people would be either with him or not.
Yeah, I remember he tweeted that out saying like, hey, like, FYI, like some people are going to love this and some people are going to hate it.
I think this is the way it has to go. And you might like it and you might not. But here's the thing. The beautiful part about him acknowledging that it might not or may like it works because of how raw Last of Us is. How does the first game begin? You lose your daughter. Mm-hmm. You lose your daughter. You don't think they're going to punch you in the gut again?
Yeah. I didn't think that, if I'm being honest. Maybe I knew she was going to die, but I thought maybe like mid through or like
people were expecting a hero's end.
I didn't.
No?
No. I didn't expect him to. I knew he was going to die.
You knew it was going to be something raw and real. Mm-hmm. It wasn't going to be like a blaze of glory.
Yeah, like Ellie.
Catching a grenade and doing a standoff, like another character I could think of, but I can't tell you about because you haven't played the game. But like
Red Dead Redemption, I know. Fuck you, die.
Beautiful game. I'm willing to say better than Last of Us too. But that's a conversation for another day. Wait, no, that's not like another day. You couldn't check it out in a podcast. So
I wasn't in it.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't play it. But we have played it so many times. But what's it called? A lot of people held on to him like that father figure. A lot of people cared about it, but I think Neil Druckmann was willing to take that risk.
Even though Joe isn't, I wouldn't say a good guy. I mean, he's done a lot of kind of.
That's another thing people would like bring up. They were talking about like, oh, Joel. No, I like Abby because Abby's a good person. Mm-hmm. Joel isn't.
Joe did this. Joe
did that. They're the same person.
Everyone in the fucking world is horrible. If you think about it.
Abby was going to kill a pregnant woman.
Abby?
And yes. She was going to kill Dina. She was going to slit her throat.
And Ellie.
And it took Lev to stop her.
Yeah.
That relationship between them, if you didn't know it, well, you obviously did, is the same relationship that Joel had with Ellie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people didn't like that because, like, who gives a shit about them? I've heard people say that about, like, Abby and Lev are kind of like Joel and Ellie, but then there's people like, I don't give a fuck about them. There's people like, oh my god, that's awesome, and there's people like, I literally don't give shits about them.
They're ignoring details that help create the sophistication of the story, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it's important to take that into account, because if you just look at Abby as this external force that intrudes on your favorite characters and just absolutely murks them, you're gonna miss the point of the message. Yep. And the thing is, a lot of people took the message as being revenge is bad.
I took it like that when I first played it.
One problem though. Abby doesn't regret killing Joel.
Not even one sympathy.
Not once was she like,
the bitch is dead.
Okay. Everybody else was, remember?
Yeah.
Every single other person. Owen, what's it called? Who else was there?
Mel.
Most of like
Jordan.
Like a couple of them were just like, is this or like, are we okay with this? Like, like some of them, there are a couple of them that didn't like. They were like, no, we need to go through this. Kind of like Nora, who's like, he deserved it. The bitch deserved it and everything. Don't get me started. You, I had that part in my head. I'm about to scream. There's conflictions between characters for a reason because people are not so simple.
Yep.
A lot of them hated him because he killed a lot of their friends and their parents. Like
a lot. That's that ending scene from the first game.
How many fuckers did he absolutely murk and then annihilate? I don't even remember keeping count. There was at least like 17. Like, I'm not even kidding.
In the building,
in the floors that he actually killed.
Yeah.
Because he kills the first guy by shooting him in the cock.
Oh.
Was it the guy? It was the guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was him.
I always thought it was his
like a good 10 in like the first level.
When you're going around, you go around, you kill at least like 10 people.
Yeah. And then the second level, you kill more, and then you
here's the thing, like a lot of times, like besides that, I mean, the dude killed the doctors. You could just knock them out or something. No, he killed the doctor. Oh, a doctor. Yeah. Whether or not you kill the other two is your choice.
I do. I was a psychopath that busts out the flamethrower, like, yeah.
You're a god awful person.
Yeah, that was.
But what's it called?
Yeah, my bad.
I almost wonder if they forced you to kill the first doctor on purpose because they knew they were gonna make a second one. Because you have to kill him.
You have to.
You have to. You can't move forward unless you shoot him.
Really?
Or you hit him.
I never tried that.
And you can't even hit him. You have to stab him. You have to kill that first doctor, I think.
Oh, then maybe.
Maybe they knew what they were doing. And I acknowledge they would, because the thing is, a lot of people are like, oh, this is unnecessary. Yeah, this is out of left field. It's called Last of Us Part 2 for a reason. Mm-hmm. I think part of what they're trying to tell you is your actions have consequences, and this is the consequence you face. Mm-hmm. Who's to say that later on in like the third game or whatever in the future, Abby doesn't come across a Scar who she killed the parent of, and then she gets battered with a golf club too. Like, Abby isn't exactly a perfect person either.
No one. No, literally no one in the world of Last of Us is perfect.
No one's good in that world.
No one.
No, not even Ellie.
No.
I mean, she literally...
Don't get me started with her.
Ellie is something else.
I love her, but...
She's a beast of burden.
Yeah. She's the one that killed a pregnant woman.
Yeah, she actually did. And even though she didn't know, she still did it, you know?
And like, the dog...
Chewie had... I don't have no idea how you finished the game, because Chewie didn't want to kill a single dog.
I remember I told you, I'm like, I'm not going to play a game if I had to kill dogs.
I was like, I will actively do that. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck the dogs. Fuck you.
Fuck them dogs, bro.
W11 cringe.
Yeah, I've already killed like 6 of them. Jesus. The game's not even out. What?
Yo, what the fuck?
But yeah, like a lot of people had that gripe with it, obviously. People said that character's memorable. In terms of that, like, remember, as I said, the 2 points of people we need to follow through here are Abby and Ellie, and the whole point of having everybody else around them is to help, put that point across. Uh-huh. Remember, Abby killed Joel and let her live. Mm-hmm. Let her and Tommy live. Mm-hmm. And then Ellie proceeds to kill all 7 of her friends.
Oh, sorry, all the squad.
Literally, she kills Owen, Mel, Jordan, Nora, Alice, if you want to call Alice. Who else? The only one she didn't kill was Daniel or David.
The random guy that got
destroyed. Random guy that no one gave a shit about.
That Tommy killed, no?
Huh?
Didn't Tommy kill them or something?
No, he was killed. He was the guy I'm talking about was the guy who in the morgue who was killed by Owen. Remember? Because they
Owen, yeah, okay,
they were gonna kill an old Scar, and the guy was just ready to die. And that dude Daniel was like, kill him, dude. And I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And they're like, you know what, fuck it. And then no one shoots him by accident because of the scuffle, and that's why Daniel dies. The one that Tommy absolutely fucking destroyed, Manny, which
I feel bad.
I liked Manny. Manny was a cool guy.
Manny was all like, damn, I'm down to hang out. Like, you want to get some coffee?
Here's the thing: there was subtle moments with these characters that I felt were enough to give the point across that not all of them are terrible people. Nora's a nurse. She's a doctor. She did it because they killed her. I'm guessing they killed her friend.
Or her like mentor.
They killed something of hers. Obviously, that's why she's pissed. Abby has every right to be mad.
I mean, Manny, you would react the same, no? If they would kill
Manny was just really angry at him because I'm guessing the same reason, you know. The thing is, these characters are here so they can be like, oh, these are her friends. You kill all of them, she's gonna go ballistic, you know. Like, is that a fair trade? 1 for 7 or however many they are.
No,
like no, that's a terrible trade right there. And at the very end, she lets all 3 of them go. Abby lets Ellie, Dina, and Tommy all go.
Remember, she was supposed to kill Tommy, but she missed.
When?
And in the theater, remember when the whole thing went like.
Oh yeah, shit? She can't even fucking shoot a gun.
She killed Jesse. But failed to kill Jesse. Tommy.
And that was another thing that was just like, this game has so many moments that are just out of left field. You know, you're going in there.
Strokes everywhere.
You know, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. It's funny because I remember when you play the game, like, let's just talk about going through the game in general, okay?
No.
Playing the game, like, it was weird because you start the game off with Joel, you know. You think everything's all right. They go home, and then you go over to Ellie waking up or whatever.
4 years later.
And then as that's going on, you switch over suddenly to Abby. And you're wondering, I remember when first playing, I was like, why are we just playing as random?
Me too. I was like, okay.
Like, who the hell are these people? I don't know who these people are. And then obviously they're going to introduce them and stuff like that. So like, okay, I'm guessing they're going to meet up and do something. But then they were like, we're looking for somebody. And you start thinking, who could they possibly be going after? And the thing is, I wasn't sure. I'm sure you could have figured it out and been like, oh, they're after Joel, supposedly. And some people, if you watch the stream, some people were like, oh, they're obviously going for Joel. They're probably with Fireflies or something like that. But I thought they were a little young for that.
Yeah.
But you never know, you know?
Well, they were, but not anymore.
Yeah, they were young for the moment, but it makes sense because they were teenagers.
You know what's funny? What I thought, like, now and then before explaining, I thought they were going to team up.
Oh, yeah?
Abby and Ellie. I thought they were going to be like, hey, we need help. Can you help us fuck with these bitches?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that would have been kind of cool. No.
That's not going to happen.
No. I was thinking positive. That game literally slapped me.
That shit
and
went
shit
downhill
on me.
No, dude, yeah, the game does that. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh, you like the game? Oh, you have cute memories? That's cute.
Yeah,
Die.
You like the game? How about we just...
Oh, you like Joe? Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you like Jesse? Dead.
Yeah.
You like Shimmer?
Oh,
dead.
Shit. You hate Abby? How about you play as her for the next 6 hours?
Oh, you started liking your friends? Manny? Dead.
We're back with Abby and Ellie in the theater. Oh, you want to play as Ellie to kill Abby? Nah.
No.
Nah. I remember when that happened, I was like, fucking Druckmann.
It was beautiful.
You fucking bastard.
I hated it. At first, I hated it.
You genius.
Hey, I'm
absolute lord of writing.
Up, brother.
I remember you were playing, and I was just like, I remember I put in the chat because you were streaming. I was like, you ready to get your balls gripped?
Yeah.
Because you were just like, you were expecting to switch and play as Ellie. But no, they were like, no, you're gonna do this. You're gonna fucking do it. And it's hilarious watching reactions online.
Dude.
Like, there's so many things about this game that are just like, that's okay.
Not thinking about it yet. Wow.
You went there, and I respect you for it, and I love it. But, you know, some people don't like it.
Oh, people were getting pissed.
People were fuming. People did what you did after you killed Joel.
Scream.
What's it called? They would jump off a cliff or something or get killed.
As Abby.
As Abby just did. They all made the same joke. Game's over. Game's over.
Oh, Ellie killed me in the theater. Canon. There you go. Happy ever after.
People kept. I was just.
I did it.
People were so petty. People were so petty, and like they have every right to be. He went for something that was just straight to your jugular, and honestly, that was something else. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I honestly, I might be contrary, but I liked it. It was just so good. Unlike Last Jedi, where the movie was terrible.
Oh, don't get me started with that one.
What's it called? The only reason why I brought that up, welcome to the segment of the episode where we call I fucking hate Ryan Johnson.
Hey, my favorite.
We have every episode
we gotta talk shit about Ryan Johnson.
The only reason I bring it up this episode is simply because both of these games do something that you would call is subverting expectations. Mm-hmm. Except I think Last of Us 2 does it masterfully.
On the other hand, Last of Us.
Last
Jedi.
Both games get rid of a mentor character, a beloved character, in an effort to progress a story. Or they just do it. One of them does it in an effort to progress the story. The other one does it because he fucking felt like it. I don't know. Like, why did Luke have to die at the end of Last Jedi? It doesn't fucking make sense.
Why did he die again?
Got tired.
Honestly, God,
he was exhausted. You know.
Wow, Ryan Johnson. Beautiful. Oh my, I'm crying.
I might just cut. We talk about Ryan Johnson way too much on this podcast.
No, keep it on. Fuck you, Ryan Johnson, piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even like Knives Out. Cringe movie.
If you're annoyed by this, I'm sorry, but I just had to say it. But the thing is, Last of Us 2, I think did it well. I think they took the idea of killing a beloved character and actually used it.
Yeah.
They fueled the story that would be Ellie's, and he said it too before the game even came out. He was like, "Where Last of Us 1 was a story about love."
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Of love and Joel refinding that love. Remember, because he had a daughter, lost her, became a piece of shit.
Yeah, he was.
We don't see it, but even what's his name? His brother Tommy says the shit we did during those times were absolutely abysmal.
Oh, I hope we get to see that in the show.
I would, dude.
I'll be fired. Fired.
I always wanted a DLC where we got to see what the hell they did, because I'm assuming it wasn't anything good. Like I can only like expect that they did some absolutely terrible things, right? Like it can't just be me thinking that Joel like left behind kids or killed whole groups to take their supply. Like Joel, they've recited multiple times that Joel was not a good person. No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Multiple times that Joel was not a good person. You know, and the whole point of the first game is him learning to love. Ellie was that form. That was the bond they created.
Yeah.
You know, and this whole subplot of the conflict between them because he lied to her, annihilating that love, is what surges in her to be so fucking pissed.
Yes. I mean, I would too.
Honestly, yeah. And that's another thing. There was two branching stories here. Her going to kill Abby and the sub story of why did they fall out? Why did her and Joel have this falling out? Because a lot of the beginning of the game, or throughout the game, we just get these flashbacks of like her being mad, or like they keep talking about how she was mad at Joel for some reason. And I was like, why the fuck are you mad? And the entire time, you don't get it until the very end.
Yeah.
You the same moment that you realize why she decides not to kill Abby is the reason you realize why obviously she was mad. And you obviously know that it's because he took her away from saving the world potentially.
Yeah.
But that final moment of her telling him that she's just absolutely torn apart by this, and you know, finally saying, "I want to forgive you," eventually, is the closure you need for that. Mm-hmm. It was such a nice moment. I remember you thought it was over. Remember?
Yeah.
When it faded to black.
Yeah, I thought it was over.
And honestly, if they wanted to, I think it would have been fine. Right there.
Yeah, I guess.
Like it could work there, but the fact that they added that final moment with Joel, that final closure. Like, if you weren't crying at that point.
I didn't cry because I didn't hear it because I was kind of distracted with chat.
Yeah, Chewy was streaming, so it was a very distracting kind of.
Because I couldn't be quiet and listen because I know Andre would be like, talk with the chat.
No, if you're ever doing streaming in the future, if you're going to be doing a single player game, people want to see you react. Yeah. They don't want to see you talk. Mm-hmm. But like, you obviously just acknowledge everything. But what's it called? That ending was just such nice. Yeah,
I rewatched it, and I remember you told me we were talking about that on Discord. And I remember I rewatched it, and I did get a little teary. Not gonna lie, it was very. I guess you could say like, damn, like, I don't know. It just made me feel sad.
Yeah, like he did. That was the whole point of the moment. Yeah, is to finally give you that last scene with Joel, with a lot of people's surrogate fathers or something like that. Yeah. So like, props to him. Yeah. For going for you know. Finding some sort of solace into it. That's right, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he knew that it was going to be something else. So like,
I was like crying, dog.
It's a sad game. But what else? Did anybody else have any other problems with the game? You remember what other things people brought up? I mean, the biggest ones obviously are Joel dying, and some people said some small things like memorable characters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Besides that, I can't immediately remember because remember this game was just. I think it was well put together, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
So, in terms of rating the game, and overall, like I want to put together the score. But here's the thing: I want to try to like flesh this out in terms of what do you put on for your criterion, your categories. What does it take to rate a game? You know, obviously there's going to be gameplay, which I think should be the heaviest of the categories, right? If a game's gameplay sucks. Doesn't matter how good the story is, right? If it's just absolutely atrocious. That being said, story is definitely another big part because, as we just said, like you had to keep into account people dislike this game because of the story. The game itself was good.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't like the story, and they hate it. They give it a bad review because of it. On the other flip side, I'm willing to also recognize that the first game's gameplay isn't exactly great.
No.
But the story was good. It was
really good.
Like,
well done.
Yeah, like that. Like story, I think has the second biggest weight. Probably some people would say it has the first biggest weight. I'm not sure how you put that, but what else would you put into those? Gameplay, story. What else? Did you put anything else besides those?
Sorry, I'm yawning a lot. No, it was basically just story.
The only thing I can think of would be like production level in terms of how well is audio,
how pretty the game is, like graphics wise.
All graphics?
Because sometimes
aesthetically,
because sometimes like if the game doesn't look as polished or like it just doesn't look good, then I'm just like, yeah, no.
Really? So that's a big part for you?
For me, yes.
Okay.
For me.
So what, in terms of Last of Us, would you say the biggest part is the gameplay, or which is the biggest part story? Story.
I think story.
So then what would you rate it then?
Story?
No, the whole game.
The whole game?
Take everything into account.
Not even me being a fanatic. Just like being like...
What do you give it? Like, as a game in itself, what do you give it? Because I personally, I'm there. I'm at 10 probably, honestly.
Me too.
Because there really isn't anything that I disliked personally. I'm sure you can objectively bring some stuff up, but personally, the overall experience of playing this game, it was just good.
Yeah.
It just really, it knocked it out of the park, and there's very few games that can do that.
Yeah, honestly.
The one game that I think that might do it that was like recently in that well, no, actually it wasn't that time. It was in a different time, but that did it everything like almost also just perfect. A couple games, God of War.
Mm-hmm.
I like God of War. I actually really enjoyed God of War.
Yeah.
And Red Dead 2
Death
for
Stranding.
me.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry if you say Death Stranding. Fucking walking simulator. Anyway, so
good game.
no. So what's got for you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you give it then?
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat with you, dude. I think I'll give it a good 10 out of 10.
But you dislike the Joel, right? Or do you not?
Okay.
Because once upon a time you did.
Yes. The first time when I first played it, I was like the sheep. I was just like, they killed Joel. I'm pissed at Abby. Fuck this.
The reason why I bring this up is because when we first talked about the game afterwards, I asked you what you gave it, and you said you gave it a 10.
I give it a 9, I think.
No, you said you loved it. You said it was like your number one game.
Oh, damn. My dementia kicked in.
No, you're fine. No, it's your game, but you didn't like the Joel dying. So I was so conflicted. I was like, if that major thing...
Why is it a 10?
Why is it a 10? Mm-hmm. But now you say that you've changed that.
I guess I finally... took the time to like, okay, like
you went through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, no, and then I was just like, oh, okay, and then I was like, all right, and then I was just like, I was more of the, oh god, like, so Lord.
in after retrospect, if you're going to play this game, give it time.
yeah, honestly, yeah, I kind of agree, like, because your first time playing, you're gonna be like, the fuck is this shit? I am pissed.
I'm going to kill Neil Druckmann.
I'm gonna kill
and Laura Bailey. Which Chewie almost won.
A lot of emotions kicked in there that time.
They're irrational. They come quickly.
And I regret it immediately. I love her. I love Laura Bailey. She came out in a lot of animes.
It's funny because what's it called? You're in the first like 10 minutes. You know somebody else is gonna be involved.
Yeah.
In the game because it says starring. What's his name?
Troy Baker,
Ashley Johnson, and Laura Bailey. So when I read that, I was like, I'm guessing there's somebody else prominently showing up. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it'd be the antagonist.
Yeah, me neither. I remember when she came out in the trailer with the scars. I remember they named her as Mystery Woman. And I was like, oh, you know what's so funny? One of the rumors I thought it was that Mystery Woman was Ellie's mom.
Yeah, I remember that was one of the rumors for the second game, that there was an idea that there was some sort of connection bringing in her mother.
I remember I was like, wow, it's gonna be cool. Little did I know. Little did I knew. Sorry.
It's like, it's mine. Oh my God, she's so cool.
The killer was in front of me all this time.
She was a wolf in sheep's clothing, and she tricked you.
I was like, oh my gosh, she's getting choked. I feel bad. During that scene, I was screaming.
You're like, no, not her mom. And then she kills Joe. Like, fuck that bitch.
Choke her down. I'm joking.
Oh my god. But yeah, there was a conflict of emotions in the game.
Too many that I can't describe.
But in the aftermath, after like maybe a month, you came to the consensus of what? Give me your rating. You're assertive. You're assuredly rating. What can you tell me about this game, bro? What do you think?
Jesus, give it a 10 out of 10. Not being a Last of Us fuckboy or anything.
Do you still claim it? Because remember, you claimed it was your favorite game of all time.
It is still one of my favorite games.
Is it your favorite game of all time?
Yeah.
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 Let's
I
go.
announced it. It's
there
one
it
of my
is.
favorite
It's Chewy's
games.
favorite game of all time.
Like, tell me what's your favorite game? Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2 right there.
It is extremely well done.
Yeah.
The story is amazing. How one little thing can turn things just fucking like
the meeting or just what the abnormal what's it called capability of being immune led to this absolutely horrid
shit.
like Jesus Christ.
So many people are dead. Like just thinking about it, it's like a game that you just like, damn, like this shit is fire.
It's gonna be it's probably another classic. It's hard to get classics anymore. You know what I mean? Like when the old Zeldas came out or Mario came, just like, wow, this is gonna stand the test of time, and I can assuredly say more than even Uncharted, I think Last of Us 2 will stand the test of time.
Yeah. No, I just, like I said, it just, like, I just thinking about it, just like, damn, what, like, this shouldn't exist, because in my opinion, it's just so, like, fucking fire. Like, I don't know, like I said, it's so indescribable, but it's just amazing.
It is. Yeah, and honestly, it's
like, props to Neil Druckmann and the team, dude. That's like
through the thick and thin of the production to the aftermath with the disasters, like backlash and everything. Like, honestly, props to you, Neil.
Yeah. Honestly, for the people that said fuck this game, not playing it, give it a try. At this point, I feel like you should at least give it a try.
Give it a run through.
Because
afterward, if you still don't like it, you know what? Go ahead, you can hate it, but at least try it.
Because that's how my cousin was. My cousin read the leaks. He wasn't like mad. They're like, fuck this game. It was just more than like, nah,
like, I've lost hope for this game.
Like, nah, this isn't my cup of tea. But then like later on, he's like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Like, I will play it. And I was like, okay, good. That's fine.
In the aftermath, what do you think? In the aftermath, what do you think?
He hasn't played it yet, but he's gonna play because he recently got a PS5. He's
at least he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. Yeah. He's finally taking the steps because at first he didn't. He's like, no, fuck this. Like, Joel's dead. But then later he was like, okay, I'll give it a try, which I'm happy he is.
That's good. Try. I'm actually really happy that's the case. I wish more people would do it too. Because honestly, it's worth your time.
Yeah. Oh my god.
If not for the story, the gameplay. Honestly, the game's just fun.
Like, that's like, if you get a PS4, play the first one and then play the second one. Like, that's a game that will just, you know, like, if you have a PS4, if you own a Sony console like PS4, PS5, you have to have Last of Us. In my opinion, it's one of those games that you just have to. Like, if you have a Nintendo game, you must have a Mario game. Like, that's how I read. Like, if you have a Nintendo system, you must. If you have a
PlayStation, one of your games has to be at least one Naughty Dog game. It might as well be Last of Us 2.
Honestly, Uncharted is one of those adventure. Like, you want to be Indiana Jones, go for it.
I've often said Naughty Dog and like is kind of like what's it called, Bethesda, in which they have, and as well as like Rockstar, in which they have two franchises, one where they just have fun and one where they take seriously.
Like, yeah,
you know. Like, for Bethesda, it's Fallout, they have fun, and Elder Scrolls, where they take seriously. Now it's going to be Starfield, right? What's it called? Rockstar has GTA, they have fun, and then Red Dead, where they take things seriously. For Naughty Dog, Uncharted is where they have fun. And I read an article talking about the reason why they did Last of Us was because there was a severe lack of good storytelling. He just straight up said it. He was like, there wasn't any like serious storytelling in games anymore, and he wanted to be there to provide that there can be raw stories in games. And honestly, the amount of people who still think games are a joke, it's just it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's literally the biggest industry in the world. It makes more money than NFL, Hollywood, and like fashion combined. It's insane. I think people should take another shot at it. And if you want something that's really good and raw in story, Last of Us is a place to do it.
It's just like I said. I said this numerous times, even off podcasts, in podcasts, or whatever. It just the thing I really like about Last of Us 2 is how realistic it is. As I know, like the whole well, virus.
Obviously,
right?
there's no zombies, but the way it takes its storytelling, it's not like Shaun and the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It's not like Army of whatever you call Army of Dead, or it's something that you'd be like, wow, this is.
Like I keep forgetting that like this is a zombie apocalypse.
There's
game.
zombies, but you wouldn't even think of it.
No, it's just more like, dude, you gotta deal with this problem, not with zombies. Some motherfucker killed your dude.
Yeah, exactly, and that's like I love it. I love it 100%.
Like the zombies are just in your way. Like, get your bitch ass. I gotta beat this bitch.
When it comes to like shows and movies like this, I remember Matt told me that he hated The Walking Dead later seasons because the bad guys were no longer zombies were no longer the threat. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you can only hold on to the zombies being the bad guy for so long. Mm-hmm. And The Last of Us presents that balance exceptionally well.
Yeah,
I love it. It's really good. But hopefully the future of it looks bright. They've actually already written the story.
Oh my god, dude! I was so hyped when they said that like the script is done.
I'm like, the story, and they said that they're gonna continue showing some aftermath stuff. I would have loved if they could go somewhere else, but I mean, we'll see what
like the end of part 2 or like a new story. Like we're doing a 5-year later.
I would have loved them to like just go to somebody else,
like
a different story, somebody else. No, I mean like literally somebody else. Like someone we never met.
I accepted the fact of having a story.
If he wants to continue it, that's fine with me.
Yeah, same here. At first I was like, no. But now I accepted the fact if he wants to make Last of Us 3 about Abby and Lev, I'm up for it.
It's just Last of Us 1, bro.
Basically. But it was something that killed my father figure. But I'm not going to go there. I accepted that. I'm like, Ellie, I accepted the
Are we even sure Lev is alive? He got bodied by that one dude.
No, he's alive.
Fat girl.
I love you. No, what's it? He's alive because when Ellie poked the knife in on his throat, or like not on, but like just like stabbed a little bit, he groaned. So he's obviously
alive, but is he in good condition? But we'll see. Honestly, what do you think?
They're gonna do like that 2-year jump or 3-year jump.
They have to have a jump. Honestly, they have to have a jump. You know. But yeah,
that's what they're gonna do for the show.
Mm-hmm. It's so far out that we don't know what to expect. However, the show is around the corner. It's gonna be, and it is expensive,
dude. How much?
100 million per season, apparently.
I thought it was a per episode.
It's like 20 million per episode, bro. Bro, this is rivaling Lord of the Rings. Amazon's making a Lord of the Rings. I think it's Amazon making a Lord of the Rings series. Every episode, fucking crazy, bro. Amount of money they're putting into this.
Because it's a big IP.
Lord of the Rings makes sense. Last of Us, it's so weird to go from the video game to this, and for them to be willing to go so far as to put that much money in, that's insane. But like, we'll see. You know, they're redoing the first scene where Sarah gets hit and stuff like that.
I'm scared, man. I'm ready to panic.
I'm excited. You know, I thought the casting choices at first they were kind of weird, but like we'll see. Honestly, the thing is, everybody gave shit for multiple white actors playing like Asian characters.
Okay.
But there wasn't that much of a backlash for these Latin people playing these white characters. Yeah. And like at the end of the day, if these guys were good in the casting, I'm giving them my full trust.
Like it's probably not all about the appearance. It's like about the
acting. At the end of the day, if they can act it,
I'm up for it.
And it's Pedro Pascal. I love Pedro Pascal.
I
forgot the other guy's name, but I love him too.
I can't wait to see Pedro Pascal get demolished by some buff chick. Live.
Can she choke me? It's gonna. Anyways,
this is a long stretch, but if they want to cast Abby, I say Ronda Rousey would be a good.
That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, can she act? We'll see. I mean, if Batista can act, and Ronda Rousey.
I know she's being part of the game industry because she was.
She's part of the iCarly.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, that's Victoria. Never mind.
Yeah. She voiced Sonya Blade for Mortal Kombat 11.
Then she can do the voice then.
No, I don't know about acting in the movie, like acting.
Live action, yeah.
But I mean, she did kind of, she was part of a little bit of WWE, and I mean, that's acting, and it's not bad. I mean, I do see it, like I see the resemblance. So
yeah.
Like, cause her character in WWE is a bit like, kind of like not Abby as in like I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's just more as in like
she's still an aggressive,
aggressive. I'm
intimidating
pissed. Like, I'm gonna beat you up. So I wouldn't mind. So like Ronda Rousey, talk with Neil Druckmann, or vice versa, Neil Druckmann. Can I be in the show?
I want Neil Druckmann to play Manny. It's gonna.
Honestly, that'd be kind of.
Everyone thought that Manny was supposed to be Neil Druckmann.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, I mean, I can see the hair maybe, but the resemblance stuff there.
Yeah. Neil Druckmann, can I be in the show? Can I be Bill? Can I just be the guy that just gets shot by Joe? That would be an honor. Honestly, no.
they hired Tommy to be they hired the actor who plays Tommy to be some random firefly.
Harry.
Yeah.
Apparently, maybe. Oh wait, never mind. I was just saying, like, maybe when Joel and Tommy were fireflies, maybe he's gonna be part of it.
Maybe he can. Yeah. Maybe.
But it's gonna be kind of weird though, hearing Tommy talking with Tommy.
Yeah, and it's not Tommy.
Is he gonna have like a different accent?
He probably just change his voice. I don't think his voice is actually Tommy's voice, so he'll just do something else. But I think the future of Last of Us is it's
bright. I think it's bright.
I wonder if they said they're not working on Last of Us 3. I wonder if they're working on something else like Uncharted 5.
I heard rumors. I'm
assuming it's a new IP.
New IP, because I know one of them was leaks of Uncharted 4 going to the PC. I heard that.
Yeah,
and then the other
PlayStation
one,
do that. Yeah.
The other leak for Naughty Dogs, what besides Uncharted was a DLC of Abby. That's what I just heard.
I want to see Tommy.
Yeah, me too. I want a DLC. I
want to see Tommy's travel through because he didn't come across any of the. It doesn't seem like he came across any of her friends.
No,
because Ellie was the one who killed them all.
Oh, yeah, and the other one was Jesse. I was getting confused. I was a bit like, no, what about that one part? But no, that was Jesse.
It's Jesse, yeah.
I miss Jesse. Is that weed?
Is that weed? Chewie and I wrote an essay about Last of Us. That was just the entire time we were just like,
oh my God, during finals too.
Yeah, I'll just say it. His brother needed help with an essay, and we wrote it for him. Last of Us. But yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Yeah. But yeah, do you feel optimistic about the future for Last of Us? Honestly,
obviously.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the show, and we'll see what comes up with the game. So,
I'm hyped. Anything to do with Last of Us, I'm hyped. I'm up for it. I'm just like, I see it, I like it. Let me see. So yeah. I'm happy. I want to buy all the merch.
Any last remarks then, Drew?
Neil Druckmann, can I please be in the game? I'm not an actor or anything, but I just want to be canon.
I just want to be canon, please.
I literally have a poster. I'm literally wearing a shirt that says Last of Us.
And he has an album, so.
And I have an album. I have a small metal poster on my door. Can you see it? As you can tell, I'm a fan, but not.
He loves it. He deserves it. Please, Neil Druckmann.
No, overall, I'm just glad to be part of this. I guess you could say generation that was actually able to play the game. Blessed with Last of Us. Like, it's one of those games that I know one day my kid is gonna like bust out like a old box and it's gonna say right there Last of Us, and he's gonna be like, "What is that?" And I'll be like, "Let me tell you,
Danny, what's this?" And he's gonna spend the entire next week just explaining Last of Us.
Not even a week, year. My daughter is gonna be named Ellie. Till this day, I'm a beg my wife.
His daughter's gonna be Ellie. His son's gonna be Tommy or Joel, probably.
No, I do really want my daughter.
His son's gonna be named. Is that we?
Yes. I'm legally gonna change my name to Joel, and then my daughter's gonna be Ellie, and then we're gonna have that really cool adventure, and I'm gonna get slammed in the head with the golf club.
And that's gonna be my daughter, Abby.
Oh, that'd be cute.
But yeah, that's I think that's all for us, right?
What about you? Any closing thoughts?
No, you know what. At the end of the day, what's it called? I respect the game, obviously. I love the game. And I'm optimistic for the show, obviously. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. They're putting a lot of stuff into it. But here's hoping it's gonna be great. I'm not as, overly infatuated. I love other games as well.
Like me.
But Neil Druckmann, you did a good job.
I love you, Neil Druckmann. Honestly.
You nailed it.
Ignore the haters that has done the death threats and everything. It just... You did something amazing that a lot of people wouldn't dare to do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm very, I guess you could say proud to hear that. Like, damn, this motherfucker took he had the balls to do this.
To take his main character that everyone loves and just absolutely get
demolish. And then just be like, let me talk about something else. And it was a big risk. At first, I didn't agree. But after actually understanding the game and giving it a shot. Well, not giving it a shot. I was obviously going to play.
Of course.
It was just... beautiful, and I'm literally happy just to say that it's one of my top games.
Yeah, it definitely makes my top 10 probably.
Top 10? Damn.
Yeah, I might make top 5.
Hey,
that's kind of hard. There's a lot of great games out there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Death Stranding.
I'm fucking.
Rodrigo hates that game so
It's
much.
a fucking walking simulator.
I'm glad to get that for you.
Chewy liked it.
It's so hard.
That's
to
a different
describe.
podcast. We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, dude, I'm so down. It's gonna be like 6-hour podcast just describing the plot.
You know, stick around, guys. We might do some more episodes consistently. Probably not. You never know. We'll talk to you some other time, though. I appreciate you listening.
Yes.
Check out our other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to rambling and all that shit.